this 2021 POISE Foundation Education and Scholarship Celebration. My name is Tchetchet Digbohou, and I'm the Scholarship Manager at POISE Foundation. It is my great honor to introduce today's event, an event that is part of the year-long festivities marking nearly on a monthly basis POISE Foundation's 40th anniversary. We are coming together as a community and are taking the time this evening to recognize the achievements of all students, to recognize their hard work and resilience, especially during this unprecedented health and economic crisis and its ripple effects on our educational system. We are here to recognize not just the students in our neighborhood or in our city, but students all throughout the Commonwealth and beyond, nationwide. We also want to acknowledge the key role played by their parents, grandparents, guardians, relatives, guidance counselors, teachers, professors, coaches, financial aid advisors, mentors, friends, you name it. We want to encourage the students who've not been as successful as the ones we are celebrating today, or who've not quite reached the academic success or goals set earlier in the school year. We want to tell them to continue to work hard and to never, ever give up, to continue to move forward. Now, let me please tell you about POISE Foundation Scholarship in a few numbers and in a few words. The total value of the scholarship funds currently managed by POISE Foundation has almost reached $2 million. POISE Foundation currently manages 70 individual scholarship funds. Over the last 5 years, POISE Foundation has awarded 155 scholarships on average yearly. In 2021, POISE is set to award more than $278,000 to more than 150 students across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and all over the country. In our scholarship management practice, we adhere to the highest professional standards. POISE Foundation is an active member of the National Scholarship Association, NSPA, the most respected organization of its kind in North America. This evening, we'll hear from students, parents, donors, all sharing how the scholarship programs positively impacted their lives. Plus, Cocoapreneaur, Pittsburgh founder and CEO, Khamil Scantling, will deliver a dynamic keynote address, and Penn State University professor and spoken word artist, Jonathan White, will perform a powerful poem about education. As you can see, this event is packed with unique stories, and I'm convinced with uplifting messages. It will be punctuated with dance performances by the talented Ale Dance Academy Theater. Please engage with us and with each other in the live chat. Post your comments or questions. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to like and share this live stream. But first, let's hear from POISE Foundation President and CEO, Mark S. Lewis.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Lewis. It is my great honor to have served as the President and CEO of POISE Foundation for the past 2 decades, half the time the foundation has been in existence. I follow in the footsteps of our founder and my mentor, Bernard H. Jones Sr., who once said, "The greatest thing that a generation can do is to lay a few stepping stones for the next generation." That's exactly what POISE Foundation's scholarship program is designed to do. Whether helping a child receive an early education through high-quality preschool program or supporting a student in realizing their career goals, we believe education is one of the key ingredients to success, regardless of how you measure it or define it. Scholarships often transform dreams into possibilities. The students with us tonight turn those possibilities into realities. The reality is you can be anything, just as Vice President Kamala Harris, the first woman, the first Black woman, the first Asian American woman, the first child of immigrant parents, and the first graduate of a historically Black college to be elected to the second highest office in the United States. For many, Harris represents the future, a future filled with endless possibilities and countless opportunities for Black children. In her victory speech, Harris encouraged young people to dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourself in ways that others might not see you. Tonight, several students will deliver speeches. I'm positive that this won't be the last time we hear from them. Perhaps one day they will stand at the same podium as Harris, or accept a Nobel Prize, or shoot for the stars and land on the moon as an astronaut. Wherever life leads, may you never place limits on yourself. So let the celebration begin. Please enjoy the dance performance by the Hill Dance Academy Theater. Thank you.
Thank you, Hill District Dance Academy Theater, for setting a celebratory tone. Now, back to tonight's program. We've invited some of our recent pre secondary K through 12 and opportunity scholarship recipients and their parents to share their poised story with you. We will also hear from one of our recent college scholars, Tyra Patterson, who will talk about her experience and her goals.
My name is Adria, and I'm here with my mom and my sister, Kiera. I attend Sarah Catholic, and Kiera attends Mary of Nazareth Catholic School, and we live in the city of Clairton. We are recipients of the OSTC scholarships through the POISE Foundation. Education is important to acquiring the skills to become successful and have better earning opportunities, which is why we applied for the scholarships. And receiving our scholarships made a huge difference for us, and it helped our parents be able to afford private school. Our public school has been a failing district for years, and it would not have adequately prepared us for college. And education is extremely important to be, especially as a Black student, because in order to be part of the change our country needs, we need to position ourselves in the jobs to be part of that change. Cost can be a major factor for most families to afford private schools, and scholarships like POISE make it possible for students from economically disadvantaged areas to get the same quality education as their counterparts in better performing and more affluent areas. My future academic goal is to attend college, and my professional goal is to pursue a career in civil rights law. And my personal goal is to be able to reach out to young people and make a difference in their lives. And having a quality education lays a foundation for the rest of your life. I would like to be part of social justice and change and help others as well. I would impact my community by making others aware that there are opportunities outside of the borders of the city that they live in, and to not let a subpar public school stifle their growth. For students who may be listening, do not fear trying something new. Give yourself the best opportunities to prepare yourself for your future. And I would like to thank the POISE Foundation, donors, and board of directors. Without the foundation, opportunities like these scholarships would not be available to students, and they are changing students' lives.
Hello, my name is Tyra Patterson, and I'm grateful to be the 2021 recipient of the Dr. Milton Allen and Jerry Ann Allen Scholarship for BSN Nurses. I would like to thank the Scholarship Committee at POISE for this wonderful opportunity. Receiving this scholarship will help me be secure in the financial responsibilities that come along with pursuing higher education, while also being able to focus on achieving my greatest level of academic success. Quality education is important to my family because I believe that education provides for the opportunities that sometimes don't exist in minority and underserviced communities. Currently, I am a graduating senior of California University of Pennsylvania, where I will graduate in just a few short weeks with my Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. My future career goals are to begin to research graduate opportunities for nurses to be able to fulfill some of my passions. And some of those passions include mental health awareness and advocacy, women's health, and also to provide resources for people in communities like mine to receive comprehensive and safe and quality health care. My advice, or what I would tell any students who were interested in nursing or anyone who is interested in the health or STEM related field, is to just really follow any type of passion or interest that you have, because money will come. And I think that a lot of times people decide to go into like STEM or healthcare careers because they feel like that's the most effective or quickest way to secure income. And that's really it's not the truth. I would encourage students to look for what they were good at and to be able to explore and flourish in that area, and everything that you're looking for, it will come after. Again, I would like to thank the scholarship committee for this wonderful opportunity. I'm so excited to be able to have shared with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your stories. As mentioned, this evening is filled with success stories. It's a showcase of Black excellence occurring at all ages. Yet another example is Khamil Scantling, founder of Cocoapreneaur Pittsburgh and co-founder of Greenwood Week Pittsburgh. a Black Business Conference. As a Black business advocate, Khamil works to ensure equity and economic justice by making sure Black entrepreneurs access the same resources and opportunities as everyone else. Born and raised in East Orange, New Jersey, Camille came to Pittsburgh in 2005 to attend the University of Pittsburgh. She was culture shocked when she witnessed the lack of diversity at the school and in the city. Over the next 10 years, she would grow an affinity to Pittsburgh, which eventually led to a campaign to assist Black businesses in predominantly Black neighborhoods. The campaign birthed Cocoapreneaur PGH, which connects consumers to Black businesses. Camille is also the co founder of Greenwood Week Black Business Conference. Through her work, she raised more than $100,000 for Black business relief during COVID. After Camille's address, we will hear from one of our past recipients, Ms. Nadine Banks, followed by Mr. Anthony Fountain, who is the founder of Support America's Teachers. Mr. Fountain and his wife, Lark, endowed the Anthony S. Fountain and Elisa Fountain Burst Scholarship Fund with POISE Foundation in order to provide scholarships to aspiring school teachers attending college anywhere in the United States.
Hello to this year's POISE Scholarship recipients, to parents and friends of awardees, to past awardees, to the POISE Scholarship contributors and the broader Pittsburgh region's education, social, and business community, and definitely to the POISE Foundation. Thank you all for allowing me to speak to you on this very special day, the POISE Foundation Scholarship and Education Celebration, especially during this monumental time, the 40th anniversary of the POISE Foundation. Again, my name is Khamil Scantling, and I am a tech founder, a Black business advocate, a philanthropist, and overall lover of mankind. Over the last several years, I have spent my time in service to my community, aiming to address deep seated issues around injustices of all kinds and pushing for solidarity, especially within the Black community and with those who honor our humanity. This year, my love for community kicked into a new gear when I threw my hat in the ring for local office when I ran for the Democratic nomination for Pittsburgh Public Schools School Board Director. Many folks ask me how I do so much and give me plenty of roses for the great intention that I have put into improving the quality of life for myself and those around me. But even with all that being said, it is still my absolute pleasure, my honor, and my privilege to be with you all for this amazing occasion. That rhymed a little bit. So when most people think about scholarships and the good they can do for students, they generally think about the common goals, of a scholarship, relieving financial hardship and investing in those who we deem as talented, right? And people who we hope will have positive impact on the world in meaningful ways. But there are a few unintended consequences that come from receiving a scholarship as well, some unintended benefits, we'll say. And I'm going to share two of them with you. This is mostly going out to our stakeholders, our community members, people who pour into organizations like POISE for the purposes of scholarships and enriching the lives of people. There are some unintended benefits, things we may not think about when we contribute to these funds. So the first thing I'll go over two really quickly. It boosts confidence. So many times it takes a small win to propel someone into greatness. For many of the most underserved, underrepresented, in historically disenfranchised communities. It is the lighting of another candle on a dark pathway, on dark, uncharted territory, but it's enough to make us curious to see what's next. The other thing it does is it prepares you for winning. Like you have a taste of what hard work paying off is like, and it makes you hungry for more wins. So, now you can identify with the feeling of winning in a real, tangible, life changing way. And this goes beyond the funds, but it goes into more of the self actualization of a person and just improving the quality of life for people. So, as we all continue to move about the world, doing our respective work, we must be mindful and aware of the impact we have in various ways. Sometimes what seems small to us is life changing for others. So, to all of the stakeholders, all the community members, all the people who are part of this work and who make this work happen, thank you very much for all that you have given of your time and of your resources for our students today and the past and those who will come in the future. Now, in the room tonight, we have our recipients. We have their families and their friends, as well as various other folks from the community. But also in this room are some of the past recipients of this very scholarship. Some of the recipients of this award, they were sitting where this year's recipients are sitting, just last year. Some people were here 5 years ago, some people 10 years ago, some folks 20 years ago. And because this is the 40th anniversary of POISE, some people may have even been here 30 years ago. So I would like to ask for everyone to give a round of applause for that strong legacy. Yes, yes. And this legacy that has been built, it provides a great opportunity for this year's recipients, to take a glance at their potential futures, right? We have living proof of greatness and potential that has been gifted to you. May you all seize that opportunity and use it as even more motivation for the successes that are coming your way. Past recipients, please extend yourselves to this year's scholarship awardees and make sure they know that they now have you as part of their village. Okay, now I want to make sure that we touch everybody in the room. Okay, so now I'm going to speak directly to our parents, our families and caregivers, our friends, our loved ones of this year's awardees. You all have done an outstanding job supporting these young people. Okay, we all know that no one succeeds alone. Not a single solitary soul, regardless of who claims to have gotten it out the mud and they're a solo act, and they only had themselves. That's not a real thing. While our scholars are, coming even more into their adulthood and into themselves, and, they have a ton of independence that they will soon gain, there is nothing like a personal pep squad. My ask of you all, people closest to our scholars, is that you provide a genuine safe space for our scholars for growth and discovery as they move about the world. Understand that this discovery may not always look the way you thought, the way you imagined, or the way you dreamed for them, but trust that they are making decisions that feed their soul, that light their fires, and that call them to their destinies. We all know, that they will be your babies in your eyes, but they have lives to live and purposes to discover. The best thing that we can do for them is show them grace and always, always give them that ever so powerful, unconditional love and support. They will absolutely need it as they go throughout the world on this self discovery. Okay, So I think we've covered, our past recipients, we've covered our stakeholders, we've covered the families, we've covered toys. Let's get into why we're here today. Okay? The stars of the evening, our amazing scholarship recipients. To you all, congratulations. Please, everybody, give a round of applause for our recipients of this year's POISE Scholarship. Yes, yes, give it up for them. Show them that love. That's right. So, you all have been awarded with a scholarship to advance your education, right? To advance your dreams, your legacy, your overall well being, you know. And some people might feel that's a little dramatic, to say it that way, but it's not at all. So, this scholarship is more than money. It represents so much more than just the financial part, right? This scholarship is a symbol of support, right? The support from your community because we all understand that you stand on our shoulders. And we understand that the more solid a foundation we can set for you, the stronger a monument you can build for yourselves, right? This scholarship is a symbol of faith. It's a symbol that says we believe in you because we do. Even when sometimes you may doubt yourself, we know that you move in a world that can discourage you and break you down through microaggression, through racism, sexism, classism, ableism, environmental injustice, and all the isms. So many things, right? But remember, you also have that support, right? This scholarship is a symbol of trust because we know that you will honor those who have placed that faith in you, and you will make us all proud, not just with what you will do with the funds from the scholarship, but with everything that you will do, with every door that will open for you. And with this support, faith, and trust, you will march all of us forward. So, in closing, I just kind of want to make sure that you all know and you all believe in your heart of hearts that you all are powerful, powerful, more powerful than you may know. We all have gifts, all of us, every single one of us have gifts. And I've found no greater feeling than working in my gifts, your task, my call to action to you is to go out here and follow yourself. Any road that leads to more self discovery, take it. Anything that calls you, that's on your mind first thing in the morning, or it's the last thing you think about at night. If it pops into your mind and in your spirit when you're most at ease, answer that call. It's your deepest desires calling you. You will find that when you follow those gut instincts and give in to the dreams that always come back to you, life becomes limitless. People always say things, like our students are our future, and you are our future leaders. You're not the future. You're not the You are our literal right now. The universe is waiting for you. And just know that when you find yourself out there, not only will you be a better person, but the world will be a better place for all of us because of you. The world is yours. If you want it, own it. I cannot wait to see how you change the world. Thank you very much for having me. Peace be unto all of you as you travel through the world and through your self discovery. And I cannot wait to see the way you evolve us into our future selves. Thank you very much, everybody. I will answer a few questions for you all. Please give it up again for our recipients this year. You all, you're on the pathway. You're on the pathway, and we cannot wait to embrace you on the other side. Congratulations. Okay. So, we did say that we would give some Q&A time. So we do have a few questions, and I'm going to read those questions and then give you my responses to them. So, question one asks, in a few words, what would you do differently if elected to the board of Pittsburgh Public Schools? What unique skill set and perspective do you bring to the table that maybe other PPS board members don't have? And this was submitted by Shanti. So thank you, Shanti. What would I do differently if elected to if I was elected to Pittsburgh Public Schools school board, I would absolutely be a little more entrenched in some education policy because that is not my forte. My forte is people and making sure people have what they need to be happy and whole. So I would absolutely start to dig into more policy, brushing up on, the decorum and rules of school board meeting, things that I've touched on a little bit during my campaigning, but really focusing on making sure that when I would start on day one, I would be able to hit the ground running. So really digging in and researching more of the history and context for Pittsburgh Public Schools specifically, and how Pittsburgh Public Schools can maybe model other districts who have done well, who are of similar size and have similar circumstances. So I really would just make sure that I'm prepared for the role that I'm getting into. Otherwise, the work that I do currently, I think absolutely supports and enriches the work of Pittsburgh Public Schools. So I also think that answers the second part of the question about the perspective that I bring to the table. I'm an entrepreneur and a philanthropist, and I put people first every time. So I don't know if that's something that I feel like a lot of people and a lot of institutions have like lost sight of people being first, of the humanity that needs to be in a lot of our institutions. And I'm looking forward to getting rid of a lot of the politics that get played. And that's work that I will continue to do through other organizations that support the advancement and improving the quality of education for Pittsburgh Public Schools. So this work absolutely does not stop. Thank you for that question, John. Question number two asks, what is your single most important piece of advice to a student who is thinking about applying for a competitive college scholarship? By Marcus T. Single most important piece of advice. Read the scholarship, the requirements that they ask, make sure to hit every single requirement, and then sprinkle a little razzle dazzle with your own personal story and your own personal drives, regardless of if you feel like it doesn't fit the scholarship. The beauty of a lot of these universities and institutions is that having a variety of people, a diverse body of people, is important. And when I say diverse, I don't just mean by race or religion, I mean by interest, by way of thinking. That diversity, absolutely, they know that that makes them more special when they have people from different backgrounds and ways of thinking and just interests at their universities. So my single most important piece of advice is, hit all the bullet points that they're asking for, but make sure to put you in there. Put your distinctly you qualities. Make sure to put those in your scholarship applications as well and apply. Go for it. The worst thing they could say is no. So what? Okay, question number three. If you had uh, huge powers and almost unlimited resources, what would you change, improve, or fix in priority in our society? More specifically in Pittsburgh. That was anonymously submitted. If I had unlimited resources, What I would want and what I do want is for everybody to realize um, through theory and through practice that we are all connected. So thinking about what that looks like, making sure that everybody can see the connectivity amongst us. We can see how economics, entrepreneurship, commerce feeds our education system. We can see how having that strong education system makes for strong leaders and innovative thinkers and people who will create policies that absolutely serve us all. Thinking about how having strong policy and strong politics makes for a well-oiled machine and ecosystem that we're in, specifically in Pittsburgh and everywhere, but Pittsburgh for sure, because we have a lot of disconnectivity amongst us. And I believe that a lot of our failures are really just failures in communication and connectivity. So the thing that I would put all of my resources in, the thing that I kind of put my resources into now, is making sure that we connect, collaborate, and stay always contributing to our ecosystem, right? Being strong cogs in a machine. So I think that answers my question. I hope that makes sense to everybody. I know sometimes my mind can get a little foggy, um, but yes, I would say that is the answer to that question. So thank you for that question. That's a really really good one. And thank you all for the questions that you submitted. Um, yeah, I want to make sure also that I leave you all with my contact information and an invitation to reach out to me if ever you have questions or concerns about anything. If there's anything that I might be able to help you with or point you in the direction of, I'd like to leave you with that. And I will leave you with my email address that is Khamil at cocoapreneaur.com. So KHAMIL at cocoapreneaur.com. COCOAPRENEUR.com. Thank you all. Peace and blessings. And I hope to see you all around. Thank you.
I'm Nadine Banks, a 2007 post-secondary scholarship recipient. My story begins with my very first mission trip to Haiti in 1997. All week, we watched children on the streets trying to make money to help their families. I kept asking myself, why weren't they in school? This bothered me because my parents did not read or write, and I knew the hardship they could face in their futures. School is not free in Haiti. The parents can't afford the tuition. Haiti is where I discovered my purpose: to create access to information and resources for education. In 2000, I started a scholarship program for elementary school children in the countryside called 10 by 10, $10 a month for 10 months. The program has since closed. After my work in Haiti, I worked for a local energy company. After nearly a year and supervising 4 clerks, I was denied an office manager's position. I was a business school graduate and had 30 plus years of administrative experience. I was passed over simply because I did not have a degree. In August 2005, my degree became my new mission, and Chatham College for Women, now Chatham University, was my new mission field. Each year, through a rigorous application process, the Chatham Abroad program grants 20 students the opportunity to learn and travel to a designated country. 2006, 2007 was the year of China. I was one of the 20. At my church, I mentioned my upcoming trip and my lack of finances. A committee member introduced me to the POISE Foundation. The application process required that I follow the instructions, submit the required documents, and meet the deadline. I was awarded a $1,000 scholarship. In the fall semester, we studied China's culture, food, and people. In April 2007, we traveled to Beijing, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. My project was Christianity in China. I was introduced to a Chinese student studying at Pittsburgh Theological Seminary, who taught me about the Mu-In Church in Shanghai. During worship, I did not understand the language, but I felt the music. Traveling to China was a life-changing experience. I stood on the Great Wall, I rode the high-speed train, experienced acupuncture at a traditional Chinese medicine clinic, picked tea leaves, made dumplings, and slurped soup with the locals. I am ever so grateful for the support of the POISE Foundation. I have committed to give back so future scholarships are available. Throughout my time at Chatham, I continuously endured the challenge of researching and applying for scholarships. Following graduation in 2008, I began to fulfill my purpose by creating and facilitating a community-based scholarship workshop at Woodland Hills High School. One of the students also received a POISE Foundation scholarship. Congratulations on 40 years of service in the Pittsburgh community. I noticed that your title was Missionary of Education. What exactly does that mean? When I went to Haiti for the first time in 1997, and again in 1999, I was called to Haiti. I was called to be my mission field. And because of my background, education was my passion, especially education for the underserved. Once a missionary, always a missionary. And education will always be my passion. And the work I do on my job is what I do. The work I do on the mission field is who I am. The second question is, what would you reply to people who asked about whether or not they should go to college? College is depending on what you want to do. I don't know of very many 17-year-olds graduating from high school that know exactly what they want to do. And even those that do, in their growth, their idea of where they're going will change. So you get the education. We need to get the education to be able to keep up and to be able to show that we can thrive in our society. For those going on to entrepreneurship, yes, do what you need to do to get where you want to go.
Greetings. I'm Tony Fountain, founder of the nonprofit Support America's Teachers. I congratulate all of you POISE Scholarship awardees. Your hard work is paying off and strengthens your foundation of learning, performance, and perseverance. I am honored to be among the donors who have established endowed scholarships. Our scholarship, the Elisa Fountain Burr Scholarship for Teachers, is in honor of our daughter who has been teaching high school biology for over 25 years. To date, we have awarded $47,000 in scholarships. Our scholarships will be sustained for years to come, funded by the endowment of more than $150,000. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, graduated from Schenley High School in the 60s. My brothers and I were taught by our parents that it is a duty for every member of the community to find a way to help others, to make the community a place where people of all ages could live healthy, productive lives and be proud of their neighborhood. Among my family's highest priorities was getting an education. The most common question asked of children when I was in grade school in Aliwa was, what do you want to be when you grow up? That is the same most common question asked of young children today. But I've come to learn there is an even more important question we must continually ask our young people. Who do you want to be when you grow up? What values will you continuously strive to live by? Hard work, commitment, integrity, empathy? We call these your North Star, that which guides you through life. Achieving what you want to be requires a certain level of education, preparation, and training. A high school diploma, a college degree, a licensed skill or trade. But being who you want to be does not require any specific level of education attainment. Who you want to be demands the right attitude and a consistent practice of the golden rule. When you receive that text, email, or phone call from someone, your first reaction is based on who that person is, not what that person is. So if you're not already done so, write down the who you want to be. Put that writing somewhere where you will see it every morning. It is far more important to understand and be committed to who you want to be. My sincere hope for your continued success.
And this is called education that saves. To the untrained eye, many of our youth appear too cool for school. But how can they focus when teens get slaughtered, when there's lead in the water, when single daughters raise sons without father figures to be seen, when our politics are obscene? Why learn an American history that doesn't tell a story of them? Why solve math equations that don't explain their neighborhood devastation? We gave them romance languages when their native tongues have been vanquished, asking them to prove philosophical truths that can't fathom the square root of their suffering. And we be cutting art and music as if we don't use it to find beauty in ashes. I am an educator, the root word which means to lead out or draw forth, and thus help youth plot course with the giftings that reside inside of them. I am mere instrument, shapeshifter, teacher, mentor, leader, reservoir of love, and whatever my students are in need of. I am a general on the front lines, my battlefield littered with chalk lines. Black, gifted, and beautiful sons and daughters I've seen intellectual slaughter, potential wasted and or unfulfilled killed. I've seen black self-worth compelled to assert that it matters. Our children have been battered beyond reason, in season, out of season. And I, along with every other teacher in this great land, lock arms and stand. Barely enough ammunition to remedy this condition. This is the thorn core source of my affliction. How to save our sons and daughters is the teacher's mission. They don't care how much you know unless you first care about their condition. Thank you.
What a powerful performance. Thank you, Jonathan White. And thank you to everyone who joined tonight's education and scholarship celebration. It has been a great evening. Don't you agree? Let us know your favorite moment in the chat. Although the event is coming to a close, our 40th anniversary activities will continue throughout the year. We invite you to join us online in the month of August as we celebrate Black Philanthropy Month. It's a month dedicated to celebrating the power of the Black charitable dollar. All month, POISE Foundation will share stories that inform and inspire and urge people to invest in the Black community. Stay tuned for another dance performance by the Hill Dance Academy Theater. For those who join on Zoom, please stick around for our photo opportunity. We know we're not live in person. However, we still want to capture this moment in history by taking a picture, or in this case, a screenshot. We also want to host a brief open discussion with scholarship recipients. If anyone would like to add anything additional. Thank you again for supporting not only tonight's event, but also POISE throughout the years. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
I don't need you to love me. I don't need you to love. I've got my sister. I can feel her now. She may not be here, but she's still mine. I know she still loves me. Got my children, I can't hold them now. They may not be here, but they still mine. I hope they know I still love them. Got my house, it still keep the cold out. Got my chair when my body can't hold out. Got my hands doing good like they supposed to. Showing my heart to the folks that I'm close to. Got my eyes, though they don't see as far now. They see more about how things really are now. I'm gonna take a deep breath. Gonna hold my head up. Gonna put my shoulders back and look you straight in the eye. I'm gonna flirt with somebody when they walk by. I'm gonna sing out, sing out. I believe I have inside of me everything that I need to live a bountiful life, and all the love alive in me. I'll stand as tall as the tallest tree, and I'm thankful for every day that I'm given, both the easy and hard ones I'm living. But most of all, I'm thankful for loving who I really am. I'm beautiful, yes.